Greetings and welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host Jefficho. My co-host as always Chris could not be here because we filmed this through Zoom and it just didn't convert, and those hours and hours of filming are lost. It took us like 15 minutes, but we can't do it again. So you get my quick little review here, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to jump straight into it. Guess what? Zora found out where the DMA originated from, but she doesn't want to tell the crew because they will die. And also Grudge doesn't like Burnham. So on one half I agree with Grudge, on the other half I disagree with Zora. Let them die.
Zora, the captain wants to know where we are with data analysis from the Void. Have you determined where the 10C live yet?
No, Commander.
This then jumps into two stories, the A and B, where you've got Zora, the measure of a man. You know, they're trying to figure out whether she's sentient AI. They send Cronenberg over there because he's got nothing better to do. He was cooler when he was like a Section 31 guy, but now he's just there. Hey, tell me how you feel. And Stamets is there, and Hugh's there, and then we get Adira and Gray. They just run right in and start defending Zora like nobody was accusing Zora of anything yet. They're just trying to figure stuff out, like settle down. And Stamets has some prejudice against Zora, like, because Control was an evil AI, so, is Zora going to be an evil AI because she has feelings? Yeah, that's how it works, Stamets. Stamets was, like, slightly out of character here, like, as Chris pointed out to me, he was the bigot in this one, but he also had some justifications, so Zora creates a self-destruct button, which makes him feel better, but also kind of stupid because you blow up your own computer, then how are you going to go anywhere? Zora really shouldn't be part of the computer. There should be the computer and then like a side mainframe with Zora. Give her an android body if you have to. Make it look like Annabelle Wallace. I'm just saying, I would approve.
What would you say if I were to tell you I was leaning towards extraction?
I would say, I think that's a bad idea.
So we're listening to Cronenberg having to deal with this crew, and he should eject Stamets. He even threatens later that he was going to eject Stamets if Stamets couldn't get on board here. But everybody's just whining about their feelings and all this crap. This is Starfleet. This is a Starfleet ship. Do your duty, go to your counselor when you're off duty, and then deal with that. But like constantly, all the time, it's just feelings on this ship. Let's be honest, this is not a properly military-run ship, and Cronenberg should be reporting at the Vance if he didn't already know. But he's not going to. Instead, he mediates some like peace between Zora and Stamets, and they all get along. We realize that Zora does have the best interests, but since she also has to be a member of Starfleet and follow orders and stuff, so she does eventually give them the location to the DMA.
She would be bound by the same rules that govern us all.
I'll give it my full support.
Zora, do you want to join Starfleet?
I would like that very much.
And then we jump to the DMA Strategy Assembly, where they just have all these members from core worlds, in fact non-core worlds, there to discuss their next plan, because Earth should really get a vote. A lot of these planets aren't even agreed to be in the Federation, and they're all going to get a vote of what they're going to do. Are we going to do what Starfleet's supposed to do, what the Federation's supposed to do, and make first contact? Or are we going to go in there guns blazing? Tarkus shows up and he's just like, hey, I got a weapon. I can destroy everything to do with the DMA.
Isolytic weapons were banned in the Khitomer Accords for good reason.
And I'm guessing Federation leadership could make an exception for a once-in-a-lifetime crisis.
The damage could cause warp travel to be impossible in that sector.
But I'm not going to argue this case. Book, argue the case for me. Everybody cares about you more. So, your planet died. You'll get the sympathy vote. And then Burnham's just like, well, we shouldn't be going in guns blazing. We don't know anything about this. I mean, the DMA itself, it's kind of random. It took a Book's planet, but that's more for story purposes so that nobody else could do the spore jumping. Except for Book and Stamets. Now we've got all this other crap going on where it's just like, oh, Earth wants to vote this and these people want to vote that. Whatever the Green Orion chick says, I agree with, because she's redhead, and redhead painted green, you got my vote. A lot of conversations start to mirror each other. They in fact start finishing each other's sentences. The ones on the ship about Zora and the ones on station about like what we should do. And Book gives a speech and Burnham gives the opposite speech because now there's relationship conflict. Not really, but they just had completely opposing views and one's going to do what the other's not going to do. So when the vote actually goes through in Burnham's favor, because the president pawns off all her shit to Burnham, is Burnham gets the votes. Thank God she hasn't run for president yet, but I expect that at the end.
I hope that when a decision is reached, whatever it is, that we can hold together, that we can move forward as a united front.
Some differences are too great. Sometimes You just have to accept the consequences of that.
So yeah, like I said, the vote goes for Burnham. Book doesn't like that, so he's like, I'm out here, jumps to his ship. Tarka joins him, brings a stolen spore drive that he invented off of Stamets' stuff, and it just slides right into his console, and they jump the hell out of there. And now we get to see that when we come back in like May, that we're going to deal with Burnham chasing after Book. And guess what? We also get to see Nan. Nan is going to return, and Jeff is going to be happy, so I'm looking forward to that.
If Booker and Tarka succeed, they risk provoking a highly advanced species capable of destroying us all.
Is this where I get to say I was born ready?
Something is coming.
So yeah, that's pretty much the episode. I mean, I really condensed it down there, but they just basically argue over their points of like, should we do this, should we do that, and they go with that, and then, you know, Cronenberg's dealing with the crew and their little whininess, and it's just like, cool, well, Zora's now gonna help you guys, because she tells them the location, and yeah, I guess that's just been broadcast to everybody, because, you know, Book and them are already gone, so they're already heading there. Yeah, we don't even know if it's a threat. Like, we don't know if this is just a non-random thing just going on, destroying planets once in a while, stations, kicking them in this high gear and making them spin a lot, whatever. This was not that great of an episode. Following that other episode, which was really not that good. But the episode before that, probably one of the best ones. Maybe, I guess, Screamers. Never saw them tore anybody apart, but I would have liked that. Well, I guess Prodigy next week, guys. The return of Prodigy. Till then, thanks for watching.